Hey everybody, it's Michael from Bay Area Hiking Guides, giving you that information, giving you that knowledge to hike with confidence. Almost messed it up there. Anyways, I'm up here in a hidden gem of San Jose, a real cool, awesome park to check out. Just really unique. So we're going to go ahead and talk about that. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Check us out. Alright, let's continue. Alright guys, let's go ahead and start here. This is the Alum Rock Trail, Alum Rock Falls Trail. Pretty easy trail. You can see the Barrier Ridge Trail marker there on the left hand side, and then we're going to enter through here. This is the first parking lot entrance. If you don't want to hike as far, you can go to the other parking lots up above. There's actually two more, which is kind of nice. Lots of parking available. The first parking lot's pretty small. So this is the Upper Pendocea Creek, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, to the left here. And actually, the water stays there all through the season. We were there. We were here recently in the fall when we had that really bad smoke we were getting, and we didn't get rain for a really long time, and there was still water in there. So it seems to stay all year round. There's a lot of history about this park. It's just buckets of history. And just a real unique hidden gem. So I'm going to take you guys up these stairs real quick. Just bypass Beth here. Onto the stairs we go. You want to make sure that, be cautious, because sometimes little critters and stuff like to hang out underneath these staircases, because it's got a nice little dig in there. So just keep your eyes and ears open. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and climb on up. And up here, there's another trail, the upper part. There's a lot of trails around this park, but if you just stay on the main trail, great park for beginners, great for family, kids, just an awesome park. Now, there's a rail that used to go through here and take people up to the park when it used to be a springs resort. And you can see in the distance, right out there, you can see that there used to be one of the cement anchors that used to have a bridge across for the rail system to come through. And I think they had train, and then they had electrical rail, they had a trolley, so a lot of really cool stuff that they had switched up. I think they expanded the rail system to a wider rail after the big flood they had, but they had the rail system active and running, and they used to take people through here way back in the day. And I'm just going to go down the stairs here. Just so much history in this park, and this is just the very beginning. And you actually see a lot of those cement posts there that they had for the bridges in several different locations. So as you can see that it used to continually cross the Upper Pendocea Creek. There we go. And we're just going to continue on here. Just so much history. And they used to have an indoor swimming pool here. They had a lot of really cool stuff. So I'm going to take you guys inside the creek here. We're actually going to go in the water. Exciting. Alright. Okay, I'm ready. Alright, let's get you in there. In we go. To the depths. It's kind of cool. That's what I like about having a GoPro. I can get underwater footage. This isn't the best, but you can kind of see how the water pushes a lot of that algae and moss on the bottom there. And we're gonna go down. Check that out. Pretty cool, huh? Nothing really lively down there, but well, you've got the life of the plants and stuff. In you go, and I'll pull you right out. Alright, let's continue on. So they do have a lot of bathrooms at this park and scattered in locations. Some of them are closed and some of them are open. That one obviously was closed. But really cool, the fact that they have that available. So if you're one of those people that has to use the bathroom on a consistent basis, or you're bringing your kids, you've got a lot of bathrooms available to you on a pretty consistent basis. And there's a lot of trash bins and stuff like that as well. Alright, so we're going to continue. There we go. It's just so much history. They had a cafe, they had a restaurant out here. All that's been removed, but the evidence of what this place was is pretty remarkable. They had I think it was a carousel they had out here. They had two of them, one burned down, and then they had another carousel as well. So they don't have any maps, unfortunately. But they've got a lot of stuff. You cannot bring your dogs here. No dogs allowed. They're pretty strict about that. I wouldn't recommend it anyway. There's a lot of sulfur. So here you can see they've got a lot of those posts that are available. You can read up on the history of what used to be here. Man, just really, really cool. There's just so much history. Also, what's nice is what used to be the cafe they have now is a museum, and you can go in there and there's some people in there to really, really informative folks that can really help you get anything you need. This is gumweed. It's really, really sticky. We found it here. It should still be in here for another month or so. Really cool flowers, but gumweed. It's sticky as glue. I mean, you can literally glue this stuff on a paper and totally be fine. That was pretty interesting. But the museum is available. It's up a ways, but they've got friendly folks in there, and they've got animal, like snakes and reptiles and stuff that you can check out. Really informative folks and really, really friendly. Every time I go here, they're just so generous and kind, and willing to help out or give information that we need. And there's a younger lady in there that was there that she gave us some information. So this definitely was the tracks that used to go the rail system that we're walking on right now. And you can definitely tell it came through here. And people used to take that trolley or train or whatever it was at the time and go through. It's pretty cool. You can see a lot of these old post lights that they had. Now the indoor pool that they had, they also had a luxury pool that got removed in 1970, 1971. So that's pretty interesting. They also had like a meteor. Apparently there was this big media thing that was like, oh, we have a meteor from outer space. It's a piece of alien, it's an alien rock. It ended up not being a meteor. I don't know where the rock is. I think we passed it up, but I read about that in the museum. And then Beth is informing me over here that there's a road here that used to be open, but it's been closed for years, and no one can enter it. I don't know what the story is there. I'm going to have to look further into it. But cool stuff. And there's a lot of this cool rock. You can see a lot of the mineral deposits on it. If you're really into rocks and you're really into history and you're kind of like to hike in the shade and you're an you like easygoing hikes, it's got all that available to you. I mean, even if you drive up all the way to the end, the last parking lot, you can bring out Grandma and Grandpa and have a barbecue and have a good old time. So yeah, there's a lot of mineral deposits on these rocks. It's kind of but yeah, a lot of history in this park. They actually had a jail here too. The lady wasn't able to tell me exactly where it was located, but the jail, apparently the rule was either pay $6 or stay 6 days in jail, in their little jail that they had. That was the rule here. I don't know where the jail was. She said it was further away from all the areas, so I was like, oh, further away from all the fun then. This is a bunch of Chinese houses. They're actually a little lighter colored than they normally are. But me and Beth were talking about it, and we have never seen such a large abundance of Chinese houses in one area than we have here. It's pretty cool. And then you can see the electrical that they cut off that was supposed to be for those lights there. And you see those posts pretty cool. There's a lot of really cool masonry work with the bridges that they have going over the creek to the light posts to some stairs that they had back in the day. A lot of real cool mason work, and they used a lot of the rock that was in the surrounding area, which is cool. You know, you're using your own environment. This is a log cabin that was given in dedication to all the miners back in the day. They built it, and they used the log. Here I am just throwing away some trash. This plastic stuff, it takes forever to break down. And they used they used the logs from the Santa Cruz Mountains. So that's pretty cool. Pretty cool. And then it's got a plaque there, and it tells you more about the history. Such a great place to take the kids or the family, or just if you're really into history, to go and adventure in. But I really enjoyed it. I noticed that the inside there was pretty bare. There was just a fireplace. I think I get my flashlight and kind of shine it through. Somebody obviously looked like they tried to get in there. And then they got a bunch of floorboards and stuff you can see. But they might take people in there. Maybe they take them to educate them on log cabins. Very possible. Anyways, that's pretty cool. It's a nice little dedication that they have for all the miners and people that worked in the area. And they went ahead and built that log cabin. There's probably more history to it. There's just so much history in this park, and I think a lot of people that live in San Jose aren't even aware. Now these trees, they're not native here, they were planted, but from one of the pictures that I can see, it looks like these were the original trees that they had in there, and they planted them around, because this place was kind of like a cool resort. I mean, it was really high-end. You have these women coming in there with dresses and stuff, and, you know, the kind of stuff that they used to wear back then. But I thought that was pretty interesting. So here we are, and you can see a lot of this masonry work. You can see the bridge crossing over the creek there. And this is where you start smelling sulfur. And you can see a lot of the mineral deposits coming off the rocks there. I highly recommend anybody that lives in the area or lives in the Bay Area should definitely check this park out. Really, really cool. And then we just... there's just so much to explore and see, and so few people know about it. I was talking to a cyclist that came up to me, and I was like, I'm doing a YouTube channel, and he was kind of bummed that I was going to be putting this on the internet, you know, but they want people to come here, especially the people into the museum. You can see that they definitely want to get some more people to come here and check out this park and be more thrilled about the history. We can continue on, and they've got these fences here to prevent people from trying to go off the edge there. And then they've got these little springs here, the sulfur springs that come through. I went in there, but it's pretty powerful sulfur. It definitely smells like rotten egg, and it was pretty intense. But you can go inside. There's a few of those. There's a few springs around. I think there's like over 20 or something. They found pretty good amount of springs, and you can see the me putting on my hat, and there's Beth going ahead of me. Just all this stonework is just pretty impressive, and there's a nice buckeye to the left there to me. That's growing pretty nice, so we're going to continue on. Sorry about the weird angle. There we go. You could just see that beautiful stonework, and it's still an active bridge today. Really cool, and they got a bunch of those. That's not the only one that are, you know, that you can walk on. And you can see all the deposits coming off there too. It's pretty fascinating. And then, Alejandro, if you're watching, there's one of those markers right there that you were talking about. They've got one there. I wasn't able to read anything. It looked like it was pretty worn down. It might be from like maybe the sulfur, the salt, maybe something else. There's a lot of sulfur in here. I noticed that to be pretty sulfury, and you can smell it from a distance. Just all coming off here, all the springs. But this was a happening place. This was a bustling place. It's actually the oldest park in San Jose, and then one of the oldest parks in California. City parks, that is. The oldest city park in San Jose, and then one of the oldest city parks in California. One of the few oldest. But it was the oldest in San Jose. Pretty cool fact there. And you can see another one of those light poles there to the left. And there's Beth. I'll walk around here. Pretty cool. And then they have a lot of these like little pools that are above there. There were so many mosquitoes in here. I've never seen so many mosquitoes in my life. That were just swimming around in this pool of water. So just forewarning. And I was just, they're just all over the place. You can't really see them at the camera, but you can just see there's tons of them along the sides here. Apparently the sulfur in the water doesn't bother them much, because loads. Alright. Just such a fascinating park. I always love to come here, and I didn't know about it, and Beth brought it up to me, but they have the museum and everything that you can go to, and they hold kids events as well. Anyways, we're going to continue on. We go around that guy there. Just all this old history here. Really, really cool. You can see it's just, left. They took the pool house. Apparently, it was it was a huge indoor pool. They took that out, but I wish I could, still see it. But unfortunately, it was not the case. I asked them about it, and they kind of told me, if you look on the map, because if you go inside the museum, they have pictures, and they've got a bunch of stuff about the history, a bunch of stuff about animals too. And like I said, that they're really informative people. I think they have certain hours of when they're open. We went on a Wednesday. I don't think they were supposed to be open, but they had some big kids event going on, so they were open that day. Continue on here. There's a lot of benches around that you can sit on a bench. It's a cool park to go in the spring, and pretty nice and colorful in the fall too. Nice sycamore there. And this, it starts getting more shady as I continue on. It's funny, I go through in these hikes, and I've got all my equipment with me, and I always get a lot of stares. This guy was passing by. I was like, that's quite the rig you got there. And I was like, yeah. So there's a bridge here. You can go across it and then go on the other side. There's supposed to be like a little cascade falls. But if you look on the bridge on the left, if you come over here, you can see like an old rail from the train in the water. That's cool. It's cool stuff, and I'm pretty sure that bridge was originally they had that as a bridge for the rail. A different bridge, not that one, but you can tell they must have had an old bridge there for the rail system. And this is a really cool area. There's a little bench here, and you can go and hang out. And then this is returning back to where we returned from. And you can see a lot of that runoff and stuff. My dog's going nuts in the background. Sorry about that. Alright, well, thank you guys so much. Appreciate it. You guys are all so fantastic. Getting so much support. It just wants me to continue to do this channel. You all have a wonderful day. Thank you. Love and light. And Take care.